tribulations, my heart, my balls, my somebody stop, somebody come and get me. Little did I know that the Lord was riding with me. The law, the light, my heart, the fight, the wrong, the right is gone.
Welcome back to another JVS movie review from the Toronto Film Festival. Now here is one of the biggest films to come to this festival, and one that I want to say a lot of people were waiting on to see exactly what they would get out of it. And this is a Jazzman's Blues from Tyler Perry, and this stars Saleha Pfeiffer and Joshua Boone, two people who you may not know a lot of. I want to say both of them are more theater trained actors than film actors, so this would be a lot of people's first introduction to them. But here's a quick synopsis. A tale of forbidden love and family drama unravels 40 years of secrets and lies in the Deep South. So, first thing to say, I know a lot of people are wondering, would this be the film that completely changes your trajectory of what you believe Tyler Perry is as a director? No, not at all, not even a little bit. This is actually the most Tyler Perry movie I've ever seen in my life. And that's not a bad thing. I think a lot of times with Tyler Perry movies, he tends to lean away from his strengths. And here he leans into them, and he has not leaned into his strengths this well since I Can Do Better by Myself, which is still his best film to me that he's ever done. And Jazzman leans directly into what Tyler does, for better or for worse. Anything you expect from a Tyler Perry movie besides bad wigs, this is not a bad wig budgeted film. This film looks beautiful. This film is shot beautifully. This makes me wonder why Tyler doesn't go down the path of possibly spending more time with his films. It felt like he spent more time with this one in directing it, not the whole story about the 27 years it took to bring this to the screen, but just directing it. He took more time with it, and it kind of shows on screen versus the faster productions that he do out of his other films. But here we start off by we're seeing an old lady just drop letters off to the Attorney General's office in 1987, like in the Deep South in 1987, and she asks him to solve a murder that went unsolved 40 years ago. And then we get the story of these two characters, Leanne and Bayou, played by the two aforementioned actors that I brought up, and that their love story, how they met, how they courted, just every obstacle that stood in their way. Here's where Tyler Perry becomes the Tyler Perry we all know. These scenes in the Deep South are very musical oriented, very much not dialogue driven. Some of the dialogue is cringeworthy at times, but again, if you're gonna see something by Tyler Perry, as I tell anybody, if you're gonna see something by Tyler Perry, I don't know why you're expecting anything different. Yes, he would benefit if possibly someone else came in to help him write instead of him writing them solely himself, because they can pick up and fix some of these things that at this point are, I think, too ingrained in his writing for him to fix, and it would be great to bring someone else in. But him still direct it, because he can still bring out that emotion that you look for. Like, this movie is full of musical moments. It's full of every stereotype of a black movie set in this time period. You get racist. You get the Cain versus Abel story. You get the dad story. You get every story humanly possible wrapped up into this one. The biggest issue with this film, and to say issue just meaning that the thing that I think is going to draw some people away is the storyline of Leanne, as we see her, as they called her Bucket from the beginning, and the reason they call her Bucket is hilarious, but from her story, and then we see what it leads to her to being, and we see her playing a character who can pass in this time period. That's the issue with this film. Not that she's playing a character that can pass, is that we just witnessed a movie last year called The Passing that I hope people don't try to draw into this being that, because these are two completely different type of films, completely different type of situations. While they both are dealing with the subject of passing, they're not dealing with it in the same way. And I'm just fearful, especially with this being a Netflix film and that being a Netflix film, that people may try to draw parallels between the two. That's not where this film draws parallels. You can draw from any other black film set in this Deep South, almost The Color Purple at times, from the juke joint feel that it has at times in this, from Eve's Bayou at times, from the way that the scenery is shot in this film, to again every stereotype humanly possible in any black movie that you've ever seen. It's here. And again, if it wasn't a Tyler Perry movie, I may be more critical of that, but because it's a Tyler Perry movie, I kind of expected it. Again, I'm not going into this thinking that this would be the film that would change my opinion about Tyler Perry as a director. That never even popped into my head, and I don't think it should pop into anyone else's head. I think this is the film that he feels most assured in as a director. I think here, he's no longer questioning himself. And the only time you really saw Tyler Perry question himself as a director is outside of the Medea projects. When he does the Medea projects, I think he is very assured that this is what you're going to get. But when he did things outside of the Medea films, we got him a little shaky. It seems like he wasn't as assured of what he brings to the table. Here, he fully embraces what he's going to do. At this point, it's very unapologetic the way this story is written. Granted, it is a challenge, the dialogue in this movie, and it is part of it that can come close to a lot of people. The dialogue may make this unwatchable. Possibly the story too. But again, it's a Tyler Perry movie. I kind of expected going in. But what you get here is a higher level Tyler Perry movie. It's like a Lifetime movie if the Lifetime movie had a better budget and better direction. That's what this is. This is a serious melodrama that you kind of know what the characters are going to go through. You see it from the onset of what you're going to get from these characters. Every little plot point you see coming a mile away, so you already know it's coming. It's just about you sitting back, enjoying the ride, enjoying the musical numbers, which are great in this film, enjoying the direction, which is really, really good. And that's something that needs to be pointed out. The direction, his direction is really good in this. Again, it is something about him being so assured and him saying, I can do this. I know what I'm doing here, even if it's something different than what people are accustomed to seeing me do, that makes this film work and that makes it feel grand in scope, which again, I've not seen a Tyler Perry movie I thought felt grand in scope since the movie with Taraji P. Henson. I literally mentioned it and literally lost it. I can do better by myself. That was the last film I saw from him that I felt this grand in scope, and this film feels that way. So again, if you're a fan of Tyler Perry, this is going to work for you. If you are one of those people who are a detractor of Tyler Perry and you're waiting to see if he's going to change my mind about what I think about, none of that's going to happen with this movie. This movie, he leans steadfast into what makes a Tyler Perry movie, for better or for worse for lots of people. So, A Jazzman Blues, brought to you from the Toronto Film Festival. Out of a possible 10, I'm going to give A Jazzman Blues a 6.5 out of 10. It's definitely something that, as a family, especially black families, you're going to sit around and watch this movie. Black people, we're going to sit around and watch this movie. This is an upper echelon version of a Tyler Perry movie. So, if you have sat through the other ones, the Meet the Browns, the movie where Good Deeds, I had hard to think of, Daddy's Little Girl. If you sat through any of those, sit through this. I think you'll pull more away from this than those did. And again, this is, it's Tyler Perry as Tyler Perry here. Upper echelon Lifetime movie. And I know people may think that is a shot at the movie. It is not. I consider every film that's ever been made that's from a Nicholas Sparks novel an upgraded Lifetime movie. So again, if you like films like The Notebook, this is in that alley to me. It's in the exact same alley as The Notebook. So if you like those type of films, I think you're going to really like The Jazzman's Blues. If you're looking for something groundbreaking, if you're looking for a complete departure of what makes him, meaning Tyler Perry, I don't know why you would expect that, but if that's what you did expect, this film is not for you. But if you're a fan, check it out. Let us know what you think. This has been another JVS movie review from the Toronto Film Festival. Peace, people.